welcome to the live audio commentary and live coverage of West Ham against Chelsea in the Premier League, live at the London Stadium in East London. West Ham get their home games off to a run against Chelsea, a London derby against their London rivals Chelsea this afternoon. This will end off the Sunday fixtures. Chelsea have a new man on the bench. Chelsea and West Ham bringing their new trophy, their European trophy of the Europa Conference League, being displayed in the stands. That display of that. Let's have a look at the teams then for these two. Alphonse Areola starts in goal for West Ham. They start with a back five of Vladimir Sofal, Kurt Zouma, who's the captain, Naif Aguer and Emerson Palmieri in a back four, not a back five, a back four. A midfield two of Thomas Soucek and new signing James Ward-Prowse in midfield. Lucas Paquetá, who's been linked with a move away to Manchester City, is playing here today for West Ham. Of course, that betting concern for him. With a front three of Jared Bowen, Said Benrahma and Mikel Antonio. From a Chelsea point of view, they start with Robert Sanchez in goal, a new signing from the summer. They start with a back five of Malo Gusto, Axel Disasi, who got a goal on his debut last week against Liverpool at Stamford Bridge, Thiago Silva, Levi Colwill and Ben Chilwell, who has the captain's armband. A midfield two of Enzo Fernandez and Conor Gallagher, and a front three of Carney Chukwuemeka, Raheem Sterling and Nicholas Jackson. Interestingly enough, for the two teams have a new signing on the bench. Moises Caicedo for Chelsea and Edson Alvarez for West Ham, both on the bench for those two teams this afternoon. New signings for the clubs. Chelsea also have a new signing in Romeo Lavia, but he has not been named on the bench at all today. Not involved at all for Chelsea this afternoon. Kick-off at the London Stadium between West Ham and Chelsea is in just a moment. Hello and welcome then to the London Stadium for this Premier League fixture between West Ham and Chelsea, a London derby, to get the home fans up here at the London Stadium for a new season. I'll be looking forward to seeing their side back in Premier League action at the London Stadium here. The West Ham fans, of course, parading that European trophy that they won last season, the Europa Conference League. Chelsea and West Ham will both be wanting to get their first win of the season here today. Of course, both drawing their opening game last week to Bournemouth and Liverpool, respectively. And both will be wanting the 3 points from this game. It'll be interesting to see whether Moises Caicedo will be called upon for Chelsea this afternoon, joined for a British record £115 million from Brighton. All that drama just over a week ago came to an end on Monday when Chelsea confirmed that he was joining the club, as Blowing Bubbles is sung so loudly around this London Stadium as always, and they get a brand new campaign underway. Well, West Ham started their last season's campaign against Manchester City and were beaten. Well, they'll be hoping that a team in blue cannot beat them here today for their new home season. We've already seen a massive home win in the Premier League this afternoon with Aston Villa over Everton just a few hours ago. 4-0 win for Aston Villa. Fantastic win for a claret and blue team. That's nice from Colwill. For Enzo Fernandez, first move for Chelsea. Here's Chukwuemeka in the box. Chukwuemeka with a cross and half cleared by Emerson. And he makes the second clearance, but a goal Guarda play for a Chelsea throw. Well, that's a positive start to Chelsea. Here's Conor Gallagher. to Colwell. Thiago Silva forcing it through to Jackson, and Enzo Fernandez battling, but cleared away by West Ham. As their counter-attack is neither here nor there. That was a strange pass. Ends up straight into the feet of Dizazi. Now to Gallagher. Colwell. Conor Gallagher. And of course Chelsea, a very good performance against Liverpool last week, getting that result. A new manager, a new regime here at this club, and Mauricio Pochettino starting this all off with a draw against Liverpool would be a positive result for them. A London derby to follow. It's never easy, but West Ham will certainly have something to fight for today. A lot to fight for in this London derby. Here's Vladimir Sofal for West Ham as they try and find Bowen. That's headed out by Colwell. Will be a West Ham throw, but there's an issue here for Lucas Paquetá. He's just gone down in his own half, holding his shin. He really seems in a bit of pain here. We had a lot of injuries in the other game this afternoon. And just see this again. Paquetá just jumps in the air, and the way he lands, yeah, it's the way he lands. It's the impact on of it. He is still down here. Referee this afternoon is John Brooks. And a historic man here at the London Stadium and at this football club, Sir Trevor Brooking, in the crowd today. Paquetá is back onto the pitch. That throw in from West Ham, headed behind for a corner. Apologies for that breakup of the stream there. As I was saying about Lucas Paquetá, it's been a difficult week off the pitch for him, being linked with Manchester City. Big move to the Premier League champions, and that betting scandal as well. Here's James Ward-Prowse, takes the corner, whipped in, headed across, and scrambled away there by Chelsea. It was Robert Sanchez who dove to try and clear it away, and they just got it away in the end. As Gusto carried it, and Sofal, heavy touch, but Areola was quick to that one to clear it away. Really, really quick. West Ham from that corner. James Ward-Prowse always going to be a threat from those corners. Them set pieces. That's what he brings to this West Ham team.
Hobbling back towards the halfway line. And it's now Sofal throws his ball into the mixer. It's a strong header from Thiago Silva, and it will be a corner to West Ham. It's going to be taken now by Ward-Prowse. We know what he's all about when it comes to set pieces. Can be right-footed. Can he find a cat-proof? He can. Zuma and all Lily Sojak. Robert Sanchez there had to be alert to push it down. Great work. Here's Gallagher. Now Enzo Fernandez spreads this ball looking towards Chilwell. And it can slip through here to Chukwuemeka, but then Areola rushes out to meet the ball and hammer it down the pitch. West Ham 0, Chelsea 0.
Goal for West Ham United, and it's from the corner. Absolutely fantastic delivery from James Ward-Prowse, and it's I think it's Naya Fager that gets the header on it, and West Ham lead. Just having a few issues, but West Ham lead. It's a lovely corner from James Ward-Prowse. The height is right in it, and it's a free header at the back post for Naya Fager to head it past Robert Sanchez and into the Chelsea net. That's exactly what James Ward-Prowse can offer. Fantastic delivery and a fantastic goal by West Ham United. Fantastic, perfect start in their opening home game of the season. And Naya Fager, the man to finish it. Well, James Ward-Prowse's first West Ham assist didn't take too long, did it? 7 minutes. And that's the perfect start for West Ham. The most imperfect start for Chelsea. Not the start they would have wanted to this one. We're just having a few mic issues there. Had to fix those. Trust there to be a goal whenever we do that. So Chelsea looking to try and get on back on level terms. Well, already behind after just 7 minutes. It's Thiago Silva. Dizazi. Now to Enzo Fernandez, trying to thread it through for Nicholas Jackson. He's taken down by Alphonse Areola, and a penalty's been given. No, it hasn't. The referee pointed to the spot, but the flag went up. So he was waiting for the assistant on the sideline to put his flag up. He pointed to the spot and then called offside. Strange one from the referee there. It's a lovely through ball by Enzo Fernandez, and he's just offside, it looks like. Maybe Jackson. Maybe just. If he's not off, that could be a penalty, because that is not great from Alphonse Areola. He just got late to the ball. There was nowhere near the ball there, Areola. And they're checking this VAR. So the decision was offside, but they're checking to make sure it was offside because they must believe it's a penalty. Just saying, they're going to draw the lines. It looks like it might be Emerson Palmieri that is the closest. The last man for West Ham, it looks like. We'll see, they'll draw the lines between the two players, and we will see if the assistant referee who put his flag up was correct to do so. It looks like he is, and the offside is the correct decision. So no more doing there. So Nicholas Jackson was just narrowly offside. That will save the bacon of Alphonse Areola, who could have given away a penalty there. That's a headed clearance by Malo Gusto. That will give West Ham the throw in on the left. There's a lucky escape there for West Ham from that offside decision. Here's Emerson to take the throw in. Whipped in by Paquetá. Bowen was waiting, but cleared away by Chelsea. Here is Soucek. Has to go back to Zuma and Areola. Sterling wins the ball and is taken out there by Said Benrahma. So that'll be a free kick to Chelsea, but he's hurt himself in the process there, Said Benrahma. He's come off the worst of the two. Well, interesting enough about West Ham's goalkeeper, Alphonse Areola. He was the goalkeeper that played in Europe last season. The main man was Lukasz Fabianski, who's on the bench today for West Ham, which is interesting to see. Is that a changing of the guard, or West Ham maybe holding something, maybe testing out their goalkeeper? Chelsea try and drive it through the lines. Emerson finds a nice ball to Benrahma. Nice skill from Benrahma to keep the possession and to shield the ball. Now Bowen on the right hand side. Has to go backwards as Chelsea get bodies in the way. Areola's not too young either. And he started that game last week against Bournemouth, so maybe it is just a changing between the two for goalkeeping duties. Of course, there will be European football here this season again for West Ham, despite their low finish in the league last season. Winning the Conference League gives them a Europa League group stage spot. That's lovely from Antonio. Beats off the Chelsea defender. Antonio in the box. Looks to take the strike, blocked. Ward-Prowse keeps it alive. They still have it on the edge, and has just got away from him. And now Sterling trying to force him on the counter, but Aguirre will have that covered. Just about, but Jackson finds through to Sterling, and Sterling gets taken down. So a free kick to Chelsea and a yellow card for the West Ham goal scorer Naif Aguirre. Bit of a frantic passage of play that. And Chelsea end up coming out with a free kick. And Aguirre in the book. So Enzo Fernandez is standing over this free kick for Chelsea. Of course, they don't have Reece James, who's usually the set-piece taker in this Chelsea team. Enzo Fernandez deputising today. Right-footed cross in. Aguirre with the first header. It's brought down in the West Ham box by Chukwuemeka. Cuts it back to Sterling. Sterling on the edge. Gets it to Chilwell. Now Chukwuemeka. Sterling again. Fernandez to Chilwell with a cross. Deep cross from Chilwell. And bouncing over the bar from that header from Nicholas Jackson. Right over the bar. It's a decent cross from Ben Chilwell from the left hand side. There might have been an offside in there anyway. Possibly. There's a few Chelsea players lurking. Jackson and Colwill were there. Jackson got the definitive header and headed it over the bar. As that goal kick is straight back into the feet of Chelsea players from Alphonse Areola. Here's Dizazi, who got his Chelsea career off to a perfect start, getting that goal against Liverpool to level it last week. On his debut, Axel Dizazi. And very impressive defensively as well. Not only getting that goal, but holding off Liverpool attackers and defending really, really well last week. Axel Dizazi. Ball over the top from Enzo Fernandez, and just too much on that one for Nicholas Jackson to chase. Ward-Prowse. Aguirre. Ball through the lines. Antonio's taken down. Referee says no foul. Play on. Here's Chukwuemeka. 3 West Ham players around him. Gives it to Chilwell. Back to Gallagher. Gallagher with a switch ball. Out to the right for Gusto. Brought down by Sterling. Now back to Malo Gusto. 15 minutes gone. West Ham with the narrow 1-goal lead. Here's Sterling charging through. Raheem Sterling cuts it across, and it crosses too deep and goes behind for a goal kick to West Ham. Bit better from Chelsea, to be fair. We have a 4:30 kickoff in the Bundesliga. We're keeping an eye on Frankfurt against Darmstadt. 0-0 in that one. 16 minutes gone. And also keeping an eye on the Scottish League Cup game, where Celtic, the League Cup winners, look to be going out. Marley Watkins in the second half for Kilmarnock has put Kilmarnock 1-0 up, and Celtic have minutes to go to try and save their League Cup status, as Chelsea have a bit of defending to do. Souček with the header in, cleared away by Colwill. Brought down by West Ham again. Here's Souček. Lovely ball to find Sofal. Sofal with a cross. Bowen takes it down, cuts it back for Souček. And the strike from Benrahma, I think that was. And that's gone cleared away as Jackson tries to break. Covered well by Aguirre to keep West Ham in control. Sofal. Ward-Prowse. Across to Naif Aguirre. Emerson. Benrahma. Linking up with Paquetá. Nice quick football from West Ham. Aguirre with the ball over the top, looking for Antonio. Dizazi there doing the defending. Gets it to Gusto. Now Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez just inside his own half. Threads it through to Chukwuemeka. Now to Gallagher. Conor Gallagher has to go backwards again to Colwell. Now finds the forward pass to Chukwuemeka. Chilwell. 17.5 minutes gone. West Ham leading. Through that Naif Aguirre goal. And Chelsea probably had all the possession since. And the vast majority of it, 66% so far for Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez. Sterling. Raheem Sterling charging through. And the cross is straight at Alphonse Areola. Nicholas Jackson was running in the box, but Areola was there quick to it. Defended it. Got the goal. Got the hands to it. The goalkeeper. Gallagher. Colwell. Dizazi. Chelsea just passing it around, waiting for an opening. Chilwell has to go back to Dizazi. Fernandez. Gallagher. Back to Dizazi. Thiago Silva. Where will Chelsea end up this season? A lot of predictions being made that they will be back pushing for top four. That is surely the target, to get European football back at Chelsea, back at Stamford Bridge. Remember, not too long ago they were the champions of Europe in 2021. Now they're not even in Europe in 2023. Sterling done well there. It was a drive down the right hand side, wins Chelsea a corner. So a chance for a delivery from Ben Chilwell, who has the captain's armband today for Chelsea, with the absence of Reece James. Left-footed cross in by Chilwell. Ward-Prowse there to try and help out defensively, and he does so and gets it back to his keeper Areola, who grasps. Ball out to the right-hand side is Mikel Antonio. West Ham have 28% possession so far, but have had the better of the chances. 4 shots, 2 on target. To Chelsea's 2 shots. Not a shot on target as of yet. In the first 20 minutes. Here's Ward-Prowse. Caught in possession there, James Ward-Prowse. Gallagher latches onto it, then Enzo Fernandez. Flick over the top by Chukwuemeka. Gets it to Sterling in the box. Raheem Sterling. Snatched away by Souček, and Emerson in there defending. Souček to get the headed clearance, but kept alive by Chelsea. Gallagher. Chelsea pressing and pushing. Gallagher from distance. Areola had to palm it. Jackson with a shot over the bar. That was a nice idea by Conor Gallagher. Saw the space and took the strike. And Brian says good afternoon once again. Chelsea are still yet to create a team out of the numerous players that they have. I can see a draw between these two teams. Fair. Yeah, I mean, I think Mauricio Pochettino will take a few weeks for him to figure out what his former starting his full starting 11 will be. Although there's not many changes. I mean, I think the only change to this team than last week was Malo Gusto for Reece James. So I think he kind of has an idea of what team he wants to play to get the best out of them. But of course, Moises Caicedo and Romeo Lavia will be entering that conversation very shortly. Here's Chukwuemeka, Enzo Fernandez, threaded through, but Emerson was caught in between two minds whether to go for it or not. Malo Gusto picks it up. Enzo Fernandez, Thiago Silva. And Brands is still too many players to choose from. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot at Chelsea, and Mauricio Pochettino likes a small squad, and Chelsea like a big squad, it seems. So we'll see how Mauricio Pochettino deals with that. Sterling has never regained his performances since peaking a few years ago. Yeah, to be fair, I mean, it's an indifferent one, Raheem Sterling to Chelsea. You know, joined Chelsea a few seasons ago from Manchester City, and not bad start for him. Here's Chukwuemeka, right across, and West Ham trying to clear it. They do clear it, but yeah, Raheem Sterling, he's not been top tier at Chelsea, shall we say? You know, he's not been the most outstanding of Chelsea players since he's joined. I mean, look at last season's stats for him: 28 games played, 23 starts, 6 goals in the Premier League last season for Raheem Sterling. So Chelsea would need a lot more than that. But of course, Chelsea underperformed last season, so we need to wait and see, you know, if they're back to performing. Maybe Raheem Sterling's performances and goal scoring will go up from there, because Chelsea were very poor last season, so we will see. Enzo Fernandez. Here is Raheem Sterling. Back to Fernandez. Fernandez with a cross, and Chilwell there with a header, but just wide of the post. Not too far away, but that was a good move. Really good cross by Enzo Fernandez, really threatening. And the move from Chilwell into the box to get on to the end of it. Really, really good, but just glances off the head of Ben Chilwell and goes behind for a goal kick. Brian, I love him as a player, world class on his day, even nowadays. I mean, yeah, it all depends with Raheem Sterling, but we will see if Chelsea can perform. They really need to stop signing players. I mean, they do. I mean, there's still been links with Chelsea signing more players. They don't need more players. Like, they've enough. Like, really, do they want more and more and more and more and more? They're going to run out. Let's not forget, they have a lot out injured. Badiashile, James, Chalobah, and Nkunku, Fofana, all out injured. Key first team players. This team is still a very good team, but they have a lot of injuries. So, when all those players come back, that's when Mauricio Pochettino will have a tough task on his hands. 25 minutes gone then. West Ham still leading by that 1-0 after that Naif Aguirre goal. And Chelsea have had probably the best of the chances since, but nothing of crazy quality so far. The best chance probably that Chilwell chance that went wide just moments ago. Clearance by Sanchez. Nice link up between Jackson and Sterling as it falls through to Jackson, and that's really good by Aguirre. Really strong defending to stop the Chelsea striker from running through. Jared Bowen battling, wins the ball off Chilwell, gets it to Sofal. Sofal with the long ball forward, looking for Antonio, but it would just be chested back to Robert Sanchez by Axel Disasi. Here's Gusto. Gallagher. Colwell. Chilwell trying to spin away from Sofal, but Sofal got the challenge in and put it out for a throw-in. A bit of a farce, in my opinion, Brian says. I mean, I don't know how they're spending the money. I don't know. I mean, £1 billion over a few transfer windows is ridiculous. ridiculous amounts of money. I mean, way more than anyone else in the Premier League. Manchester United are the closest, and they've only spent around 400 million. I mean, only. I mean, it's still 400 million pounds, but compared to Chelsea, it's like change. It's literally like chump change. It's nothing compared to what Chelsea are doing. They're going to come under financial fair play rules at some point. They won't be able to sign many players in the next couple of windows, probably. Let's hope so, because if they do keep signing players, they're going to have so many players they'll not they'll need to build another football club to try and keep a hold of them. Here's Chilwell, Gallagher, Colwell to Gallagher. Chelsea still dominating the possession. Still yet to have any meaningful shot on target. They've had one shot on target, but it's kind of a wayward one. Here's Nicholas Jackson. Jackson's through in the box here, cuts it back across, and the referee slips in the box there, which gets a bit of a cheer from the West Ham crowd. Chilwell cuts it back into the box. Chukwuemeka keeps it alive. Chukwuemeka, nice feet, and Chukwuemeka! Beautiful goal! Lovely feet in the box and a lovely finish by Carney Chukwuemeka. Past Alphonse Areola, and Chelsea are back level. For the second week in a row, they go 1-0 down. For the second week in a row, they find themselves back level in the first half, 1-1. And it's a lovely goal by Carney Chukwuemeka. See it again, it's Nicholas Jackson that's the real threat. The clearance, well, the half clearance from James Ward-Prowse. It's kept alive by Chilwell on the left-hand side. Linking up with Chukwuemeka. Chilwell cuts it across. Cleared away by Zuma. Chukwuemeka picks up the loose ball. Nice quick feet in the box from Carney Chukwuemeka. And the lovely finish with the right foot into the corner. Into the right corner. That's a lovely goal to get Chelsea back on level terms. 1-1 here at the London Stadium. Lovely goal by Carney Chukwuemeka. And that's his first senior goal. We're getting a lot of firsts this afternoon. And that's met by great cheers from his manager, Mauricio Pochettino. Well, it's been coming, because Chelsea have dominated the game since that Chelsea goal, or that West Ham goal. Around about 20 minutes ago, that West Ham goal. It's just been all Chelsea since then, and that equalising goal was probably inevitable. Here's Nicholas Jackson. Can they make it even better? But it's probably a carbon copy of the Liverpool game, to be fair. They concede early, Chelsea. They are kind of out of the game for 15 minutes, and then they get back onto their rhythm, back into the game, and then they find that equalising goal. We'll just see if they can keep the momentum like they did last week against Liverpool. They were probably the better side for the vast majority of that game. It's just they couldn't score that second goal, that crucial second goal. See if they can do it differently this week. Enzo Fernandez, Malo Gusto threatening. Here's Gallagher. Chukwuemeka on the right hand side this time. Here's Sterling, linking up lovely with Gusto, and Sterling with a cross in. Chilwell there with a header. Not much power in that one. West Ham half clear it. Colwell, Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea pushing to complete the comeback here. Try and get that second. Thiago Silva. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Feeds it to Colwell. Colwell look for the cross, and it will deflect off Vladimir Sofal, and will go for the corner. Well, Chelsea have dominated the possession, and now they're starting to dominate with chances. They're turning that into good attacking moves now, all that possession. So they have a corner on this left-hand side then. Oh, there's a bit of afters there. A bit of something between Chilwell and Souček. The referee's just going to calm things down in the box. You always get that. There's always a bit of something in the box. Something or nothing. Right-footed corner, whipped in by Chelsea. Flicked on by Colwell. They're calling for another corner, Chelsea, but it's not being given. It will be a goal kick to West Ham. Threatening delivery, and it was Colwell with the header. Headed it wide. Yeah, there's no touch in there from a West Ham player, so that is a goal kick to the Hammers. 13 minutes plus additional time to go in the first half, and we are back to on level terms, back to square one. 1-1. It's a good header by Thiago Silva. It's lovely from Sofal, trying to feed through Jared Bowen, but Colwell has him covered all the way, and then the flag was up against Jared Bowen. So free kick will go Chelsea's way. This is the penultimate game of the Premier League weekend. It's been full of massive results. We've had some very good home wins, but very good away wins as well. Brentford and Brighton, the only two teams to win away from home this weekend. All the rest have been home wins. Yet to see a draw this weekend, interestingly enough. Here's Gallagher. That's ball is misplaced as Emerson tries to carry it away and does so very nicely. Here's Benrahma, picks it up on the left, gets past the challenge of Enzo Fernandez. He has Malo Gusto chasing him now. Inside, Benrahma keeps the possession and gets it back toward Price. Paquetá, out to Benrahma again on the left. Lucas Paquetá. Paquetá with the switch ball. Brought down on the right hand side by Bowen. Bowen up against Chilwell. Bowen gives it out to Sofal. Vladimir Sofal lifts one into the box and headed away by Malo Gusto. Sterling picks up. Gets it to Jackson. Nice feet by Nicholas Jackson to carry it away. Now on the break. Gives it to Sterling. Linking up with Jackson. Jackson's run through again here. Jackson cuts it across, but there's no one there for Chelsea. It was only Sterling and Jackson that had made the run forward, and no one was there in the box when Jackson made the cross. And the ball's still in play. What's happened there? That was so strange. That was strange. Paquetá had held the ball on the side, and then Sterling just nicked it off him at the byline, or at the sidelines. Very strange. It's Paquetá just holding the ball up. Gets the ball, a heavy touch, and thought it went out of play. He thought it had been fouled. The referee played on, and Sterling just steals the ball. That was strange from Paquetá, and he's just got a yellow card as well for something. Corner whipped in, cleared away. Missed kick by, I think that was Malo Gusto. It was. Gallagher keeps it alive. Antonio back defending. Holding off really nicely. That's really good from Antonio, and he's taken out there by Axel Disasi, and that will be a yellow card for the Chelsea defender for that challenge on Mikel Antonio. Just got out muscled there, Disasi by Antonio. Antonio broke down the right hand side, and Disasi with the lunging challenge, which will see him in the book for the very first time this season. West Ham will have a free kick inside their own half. Last 10 minutes of the first half to go. West Ham 1, Chelsea 1. That header from the header clearance by Disasi from that free kick. We'll see West Ham get a throw in on the right hand side. The last 15 minutes, West Ham haven't had any attacking displays. Only one touch in the Chelsea box is probably the best that they've had. They haven't had a shot, and they've only had 22% possession. So far with a long throw. Flicked on by Souček. Keeps it alive, Souček. Paquetá! And just agonisingly wide of the post for Lucas Paquetá. Massive opportunity. It's kept alive by Souček in the box, and nice first touch by Paquetá. Takes it onto his left and just takes the low driving strike. Just bobbles, hits the outside of the right post. It had Robert Sanchez scrambling, but just went wide from Paquetá there. And that was their first shot. There you go, in the last 15 minutes. Just after saying they hadn't had one. Here's Chukwuemeka. Enzo Fernandez. Gusto to Sterling. Back to Malo Gusto. Fernandez. Gusto to Gallagher. Adrian. Magnifique. Guessing that's the Chelsea one. Brian, Nico Jackson is a quality signing. Yeah, I mean, he's been a main threat up front today. Hold up play, runs in behind. He's been very good. As the ball through to Sterling. Sterling with a touch and couldn't control it. Made the run into the box from Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez, ball over the top again. Sterling made the run. Lovely. Might have been very close to being offside, but very close that one. Sterling couldn't get the touch on it. Ended up in the hands of Areola. Luckily for West Ham, from a West Ham point of view. Enzo Fernandez, the real creator of everything for this Chelsea team. Massively involved so far as well. Enzo Fernandez again. His ball's cleared away and brought down by Benrahma. Calls of handball from the crowd, but referee plays on. Colwill. Chukwuemeka. Levi Colwill, who signed a new long-term deal at Chelsea in this a few weeks ago after being linked with moves away from the club. But he will be a Chelsea player for at least another couple of years. Well, knowing Chelsea, it'll probably be about 10 years, knowing the length of their contracts. Thiago Silva. Enzo Fernandez. Back to Dizazi. Enzo Fernandez to Sterling. Fernandez to Colwill. Now to Thiago Silva. Chilwell picks up the loose ball. Now Jackson, Nicholas Jackson, trying to find it to Chukwuemeka, just a bit heavy. And that free kick will go West Ham's way, as Chukwuemeka tried to retrieve the possession, but committed the foul on the Chelsea player there. I think it was Emerson. Yeah, it is. He tried to retrieve the possession, Chukwuemeka, and just a lunging challenge on Emerson Palmieri. Does the follow through, catches the West Ham left back. Yeah, it's a free kick. It's nothing more than that, but it is a free kick, and Emerson, in a bit of pain, is still down here. We have the first goal in the... Actually, he's just got a yellow card, Chukwuemeka, for that challenge. Frankfurt have taken the lead against Darmstadt in the Bundesliga. Randall Kolo Muani, who's been linked with moves around Europe, has opened the scoring for Eintracht Frankfurt against Darmstadt. It finished actually in that Union Berlin game 4-1 to Union against Mainz. And Celtic are out of the Scottish League Cup to Kilmarnock through that Marley Watkins goal to put Kilmarnock through. Shock result that. Jackson. Souček couldn't gather it back as Sterling has it here for Chelsea. Raheem Sterling to Enzo Fernandez. Sterling. Colwill. Last 5 minutes of the half. One of the best and their cheapest. Yeah, Nico Jackson. Yeah. Sterling goes down. Penalty. Penalty Chelsea. Raheem Sterling challenged inside the box, and the referee John Brooks has no doubt in his mind but points to the spot. Raheem Sterling just makes the run through, gets past the challenge of Paquetá, and the challenge from Souček just on the line, it looks. Yeah, he's outlunged him. I think that's fair. I think there's nothing. There's no complaints there should be from West Ham's point of view. I think that's a poor challenge by Souček. Nowhere near the ball. And took Raheem Sterling out. Although VAR are checking. So VAR is having a look at something. I don't know what they're having a look for. Are they checking it again? The check is complete. They were just checking for something. I have no idea what they were checking for, but it is a penalty to Chelsea. And it's Enzo Fernandez to take for Chelsea to complete the first half comeback from 1-0 down to put them 2-1 up. Enzo Fernandez from the 12-yard spot. He's been fantastic so far. Enzo Fernandez steps up and saved by Areola. Guessed it right and got two strong hands behind it and denied the Chelsea midfielder from the spot. And now West Ham have a counter-attack. Emerson, Benrahma. Benrahma on the left-hand side. Cuts in field. Goes for the strike well over the bar. But that's a huge save by Alphonse Areola to deny Enzo Fernandez. He stepped up for it, Fernandez, right-footed, looking for that left corner. And Alphonse Areola guessed right and got two strong hands behind it. Really good save. It's not the most amazing of penalties, but it's a good height for the goalkeeper and should save it, but it is saved. And West Ham don't find themselves behind in this first half. Still 1-1. Well, there you go. It was a poor challenge initially by Thomas Souček. Wasn't the best. It was a lovely drive by Raheem Sterling initially. Sped past Lucas Paquetá, who couldn't make the challenge as he was on a yellow card. And then Thomas Souček just puts in a poor challenge. It's a late one. It is a foul and it was a penalty. And correct decision by the referee in the first instance. Sterling battling to keep the ball. Does keep the ball. Sterling gets past a few challenges. That's fantastic from Raheem Sterling. And he will be is taken out. And it's Emerson here that has just got involved with Sterling. And that's a yellow card for Emerson Palmieri, the West Ham defender. And he's now arguing with the referee. He needs to be careful here. He needs to be taken away because arguing with the referee can also get him a yellow card. And West Ham don't want to be down to 10 before half-time. Just having a chat with the two players there after that challenge. We just see it again. It's lovely from Sterling. Gets past. Benrahma was battling with him. Got past Benrahma. Made the pass. Picked up the loose ball. Passed Ward-Prowse. And then the crunching challenge from Emerson. And then they just had a bit of a collision between the two players after that. It probably caused a bit of frustration between the two. But a bit unnecessary, all that afters. Well, we've surpassed the 45 minutes and we will have 6 additional minutes at the end of this first half. Emerson in the book there. Here's Chilwell. Trying to be seen out by Sofal and does be as West Ham clear their lines. There's Colwell. Gallagher. Gusto. Now to Raheem Sterling, who's getting a rising boo from the home crowd here at the London Stadium. Thiago Silva. Conor Gallagher. Back to Colwell. Out wide to Chilwell. Linking up with Chukwuemeka. Now Gallagher. Malo Gusto. Gallagher back to Dizazi. And now Thiago Silva. The pressing from West Ham. Seemingly working, pushing them back momentarily though. Here's Enzo Fernandez on the ball. Feeds it out wide to Sterling. Another boo rings around the stadium. Seems like every time he gets on the ball, he'll be booed. That's lovely from Sterling. Drives through, cuts it back, runs through two players, and Chilwell's strike is blocked. That was unbelievable, Sterling. From Raheem Sterling there. A challenge on Enzo Fernandez by Lucas Paquetá. Will be a free kick to Chelsea. Has to watch himself, Paquetá. He's on a yellow card. That's a sensational driving run again from Raheem Sterling. Cuts it back. Jackson was there. Chukwuemeka was there. Neither could get on the end of it. It falls to Chilwell on the far corner. Just side foots it. And it's blocked away by West Ham. Really, really good. I don't think it's a coincidence that Raheem Sterling was massively booed and then he makes that run. Trying to prove the West Ham fans wrong. And they get a corner from that set piece. Chelsea from that free kick. Malo Gusto hitting it off Jared Bowen. So a Chelsea corner on the right hand side. So corner on the right hand side. 3 minutes of the 6 added on have surpassed. The corner's whipped in. Has to be punched away by Areola. There was a lot of height in it. It was coming deep and had to punch it wide for the follow-up corner on the opposite side this time. Half-time between Eintracht Frankfurt and Darmstadt. It's Eintracht Frankfurt that lead by that 1-0. That was scored by Randall Kolomuani in that first half. So corner Chelsea on the left-hand side this time. Short corner taken quickly. Here's Jackson. And gets it to Chukwuemeka, but they're seen out of the box. Chilwell keeps it alive. Sterling on the left. Switching sides, and that's a good challenge by Paquetá to get it off Sterling, and Paquetá will also win the throw-in for West Ham. Off Raheem Sterling. Just seeing the replay of the penalty, just looking at the really, really, really good strategy from Alphonse Areola, leaning closer, not encroaching, but leaning closer to the ball, and that helped them out in getting that save. And Brian says, hope Luton are ready to play soon. Yeah, indeed. Of course, their game against Burnley was postponed. They were beaten 4-1 away at Brighton on match day 1, Luton. We'll see them in action next week. I think they're playing Chelsea, aren't they, next week? They are, on the Friday night football. Chelsea hosting Luton in a London derby. 2 London derbies in a row there for Chelsea. That's on Friday night at Stamford Bridge. West Ham's next game is a visit to Brighton. That's a tough one for David Moyes' team. That's next Saturday at 5:30, and there's an issue here for Carney Chukwuemeka, who's gone down, got back up, and then instantly went back down onto the ground. So it might be an issue for him. He will get a bit of treatment. Brian says, my local team is local team Luton. Fair play. Well, Kenilworth Road is still getting a bit of work done to it, so it's not ready just yet for Premier League football. Getting tickets, fair play, to the home games or the Chelsea game. Well, Chukwuemeka is still down getting treatment. There's certainly a lot of options on the bench for Chelsea to make if they need to. Noni Madueke is one that comes to mind. Mykhailo Mudryk as well. 2 huge options. And don't forget, this isn't the end of the Premier League football this week, and we do have the final game of the weekend, the Monday night game, Crystal Palace against Arsenal, in a London derby inside London at Sellers Park. That's tomorrow at 8 o'clock as Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace welcome Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. Chukwuemeka helps back to his feet. Whether he'll be able to continue, it doesn't seem like it so far. Well, we're edging closer to half-time anyway. We have surpassed the 6 added minutes, so we will have a few more. But to see the goal from, of course, Chukwuemeka, the goal scorer for Chelsea, the goal is absolutely sensational. It's really, really nice. The home games, Brian. Nice, nice. You could be our Luton Town reporter from Kenilworth Road. It looks like Mykhailo Mudryk will be the option here for Mauricio Pochettino. We'll make that change in a moment. He's just consulting his captain there, Mauricio Pochettino, Ben Chilwell. They're just having a bit of a conversation about tactics here. I don't think there's a need for this. Half-time's coming. That doesn't look good at all for Carney Chukwuemeka. It's similar to the Coutinho one that we've seen at Villa Park earlier this afternoon, having to be helped off, and he's hopping off the pitch with the help of those the two medical staff there. It's a disappointing end to Carney Chukwuemeka's day, where he did score his first senior goal to get Chelsea back level. So Mauricio Pochettino will make that change. I think we'll wait till half-time to make that, because we're imminent. Half-time is imminent here. As Chelsea have the ball at the back here. Shouldn't be too long left. And Brian says I will certainly be having LFS on my phone for commentary, and we'll be sure be chatting live. Great to have your support as always, Brian. Thank you very much for joining us in the chat. We are still playing here, as we have well surpassed those 6 added minutes, and John Brooks eventually calls to an end the first half here at the London Stadium. A first half that's been mostly Chelsea in dominating the possession and the chances, but it was West Ham that took the lead early on through Naif Aguirre from a corner to put them 1 up. Chelsea got back level through Carney Chukwuemeka. They had the chance to go ahead, Chelsea, in the first half, with a golden chance through Enzo Fernandez from the penalty spot. But that penalty was saved by Alphonse Areola, and we are still all square at half-time. West Ham United 1, Chelsea 1 at the break.
Fernandez chosen to take it, so it's saved by Areola. So there we are, Paul Robinson.
I've been really impressed with Chelsea and the way that they've played this first half. I know we talk about transition, we talk about the new manager coming in and new players, but they look like they've settled. I mean, the formation that they're playing with the 3 at the back, the midfield 3 of Gallagher, Fernandez and Chukwuemeka, who for me, until his injury, was the best player in the park. They had the opportunities to be 2 or 3 up. They should have got. Chukwuemeka had an open goal. The missed penalty. They've really impressed me this first half of Chelsea. West Ham, on the flip side of that, after their goal, they offered very, very little. They had a couple of opportunities from set plays, and that looks like their best route if they're going to get something, win this game.
The home supporters are going to want more from West Ham in the second half. That is for sure. And at half-time here, it's West Ham 1, Chelsea 1.
We'll see if we can find out what's happened to Carney Chukwuemeka, because you could see he went down, got back up, instantly realised that all wasn't well, having scored that goal. But Paul Robinson, what about Raheem Sterling? His performance feels like the story of the first half. That's more that that we're used to seeing from him in an England shirt.
Really was, Steve, yeah. I mean, he was really impressive, and the partnership that he's got with Nicholas Jackson, they seem to have an understanding already. You know, when they get the possession, Sterling looks up, and before he'd turn around and try and ball retention, try and keep possession, today he's very direct. First thought is forward, whether it's him carrying the ball or him playing the ball through. He really has been impressive. His runs, and he's been really creative, and he's looked a threat every time he's got the ball.
Guys, thank you very much for the time being. Second half commentary, of course, from the London Stadium of West Ham versus Chelsea. But these are the sounds of Budapest. We've had tears of all types in British sport this afternoon. Heartbreak for the Lionesses in the World Cup final, but tears of joy for Katarina Johnson-Thompson winning gold at the World Championships in the heptathlon. So let's head back there now. Ali Kirbishley and Catherine Merry, of course, there for us. She's just been crowned, literally, Catherine.
Quite literally. I don't know whether it was a mum that bought the plastic crown in optimism, but the multi-eventers are on their usual lap of honour because there's such camaraderie between them all. And once Katarina Johnson-Thompson had peeled herself off the track because she was so emotional, she collapsed in a heap, she was crying because it means so much. She did an in-field interview saying, "It's a dream, I can't believe it," because her career was threatened by injury over the past few years. So I'm looking across, I can't see the crown at the moment, but she's a modest lass, Katarina Johnson-Thompson, isn't she, Alison? So I don't think she'll wear it on the whole lap of honour.
No, I think you're right, Kath. She doesn't take plaudits very well, does she? But yeah, she'll find that very odd now. I think she's taken it off and she's got it in her hand now. But you're absolutely right. I mean, Steve, honestly, I've never seen her so emotional. She's been very vocal about how tough these last 2 days have been. She actually just said that on her infield interview to the crowd. She said she credits all of the heptathletes because they've had a tough 2 days. They started in an electric storm yesterday and they were delayed an hour. And when you've already got 2 days, 7 events ahead of you, to be told that you've got to wait an hour is so difficult, especially when the first event is so explosive and technical in the hurdles. So they had to wait till the electric storm had sort of passed through. The rain had stopped, and then she came out onto the track. A very, I mean, she even said it was a weird hurdles. We were all starting to get a little bit worried. She didn't look herself. Into the high jump. Yes, she was equal first there, but 186, nowhere near her best. And I think we were all starting to just think if she can get a medal, that's good. But honestly, overnight, she said she's had 3 hours sleep. She's back here today, a different athlete. And wow, 2 personal bests in the javelin and then the 800. That's how you do it to become world champion.
And as you guys will both know, nobody more so than your fellow athletes will understand how bad the bad times can be. And when she went down with that injury during the heptathlon in Tokyo and the emotions that she would have felt there, you can see there's almost sort of a communal atmosphere of support. I don't know if that's unique to this event or not, but it really comes through.
Yeah, there's a level of respect throughout all the events, Steve, in athletics, but the multi-events seem to have something special. As I'm answering this question, all of the heptathletes are walking now in front of us. Katarina Johnson-Thompson is waving. I can see her smile from here. I think you could probably see it from the moon. She's draped in the Union flag. They have an instant medal, Steve, put around their neck on the track because the medal plaza's in a different place. But she is absolutely delighted, and the respect that you mentioned with all of the medalists in this heptathlon has been huge, and they're all pausing every 2-3 metres. The crowd who are able, Steve, are on their feet applauding all of the heptathletes and all of the medalists in particular.
And she said before the event, Ali, that she would just be delighted with a medal. So to come away with gold, that's why she's saying it's a dream.
Yeah, absolutely. You touched on those injuries in Tokyo, but that reverses back all the way to 2020, COVID year. A lot of people having to deal with COVID, but then she ruptured her Achilles. And for any athlete, that's bad. But for an heptathlete, when you've got 7 events, power, strength, you become very timid, you become very worried when you've done something as serious as a ruptured Achilles. And I think we all started to question, would we see Katarina Johnson-Thompson again? A lot of people questioned her desire because she's not a very vivacious, she doesn't come out, she's not a big character, and a lot of people read that she doesn't enjoy athletics. This girl was born to be an athlete, and I think what she's proved to me is she's legendary in the sport now. Any athlete that can come and do it again, not just the year after or 2 years after to retain, but to lose your world title and then to come back 4 years after with all of the injuries she's gone through. I think, especially a year out from Paris, that will make a lot of noises, what she's been able to do here.
Ali, Catherine, thank you very much for the time being. In just over half an hour's time, we will bring you the men's 100-metre final. Zarnell Hughes of Great Britain trying to become the first British male sprinter to win an individual medal at the Worlds or Olympics since 2003, when it was Darren Campbell. So we could have more history yet this afternoon on 5 Live Sport. We'll wrap up all of the day's big sports stories. We'll hear from Mary Earps after England's World Cup final defeat as well. All after the news on 5 Live with Joe Critcher.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The England captain, Millie Bright, says England gave everything and they're absolutely heartbroken after losing the Women's World Cup final. They were beaten by Spain 1-0. There's been criticism Prince William and the Prime Minister didn't travel to Sydney to watch the game. Russia's first moon mission in almost 50 years has failed. Its Luna 25 spacecraft spun out of control and smashed into the moon. It was set to explore a part of the moon which scientists think could hold frozen water and precious elements. The parents of the TV presenter Phil Spencer have been killed in a car crash near Canterbury in Kent. The TV presenter, who hosts Location, confirmed Anne and David Spencer died after their vehicle toppled off a bridge and fell into a river. And Waitrose and John Lewis are offering free hot drinks to on-duty police officers in a bid to deter shoplifters, but they have to bring a reusable cup. It comes as shops report rising levels of retail crime.
On BBC iPlayer.
My wedding got cancelled by the apocalypse.
Well, human civilization also got cancelled, so that sort of puts your wedding into perspective.
How dare you put my wedding into perspective?
A hen party gone wild.
You need to catch up, love. All the fellas have carked it.
You might be the last man alive.
I want to be set free. I should be taking charge.
Hand over the man.
Hen apocalypse.
You know what? This actually isn't the worst hen do I've been on.
Watch on BBC iPlayer.
This is 5 Live Sports with Steve Crossman.
On 5 Live. Listen on BBC Sounds.
West Ham won, Chelsea won in the Premier League. Second half commentary on the way. Let's get more reaction to England's World Cup final defeat, though. Goalkeeper Mary Earps saved a penalty from Jennifer Hermoso in the second half, but unsurprisingly, it's no consolation for her.
I feel like I just try and go out and do my job for the team and give everything, leave everything on the pitch. But the team result is the most important thing, really, and we couldn't get that today.
A step closer, the tournament as a whole, the nation has followed you, the nation has backed you. I'd imagine it's going to take a couple of weeks to sort of soak in all of that, but you can go home with your heads held high.
Yeah, as I say, I think in a couple of weeks when the emotions kind of settle down, we can look back and be proud of what we achieved. You know, it's no small feat to get to a World Cup final. Yeah, but right now we're obviously very competitive people, and yeah, we came here to win the game and get a gold medal, not a silver one. But at the same time, I think you just have to try and be as present and as grateful as you can for these moments, because they don't come around often. And I'll probably look back on this as probably one of, up there with one of my career highlights. But right now, it just doesn't feel like it.
And just finally, when you saved that penalty, it was a great moment in the game. Did you hope that was going to give you the platform to then go down the other end, equalise and take it from there?
Yeah, I felt like it gave us a little bit of momentum. But we just couldn't find the equaliser, really.
That's the England goalkeeper, Mary Earps. There'll be more reaction on the Football Daily podcast. In the Scottish League Cup, big shot Kilmarnock have knocked out Celtic. They beat them today by 1-0. Hibs beat Wraith Rovers 2-1 and Hearts were 4-0 winners over Partick Thistle, so they all go into the quarter-finals. Norwich beat Millwall 3-1 in the Championship. In the Premier League, Aston Villa bounced back from last weekend's heavy defeat to Newcastle to thump Everton 4-0 at Villa Park. Here's their manager, Unai Emery.
After the first match, we were speaking, trying to meet seriously about our match last week and how we want to build, to create a team and try to find our way, finding the performance, but without a structure and without either style playing. And I think we respond very well, yeah, today. And with our support here in Villa Park, I think it was brilliant, the atmosphere we create, and we connect with them, they connect with us, and then we play it. And I think the supporters here, they are understanding as well how we want to build a team, how we want to create our style, to try to be strong, playing in the area we are creating. And the result at the end was the consequences of it.
Villa boss Unai Emery. So back-to-back defeats for Everton. They haven't scored a goal yet this season either. Striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin went off with a facial injury after colliding with Villa goalkeeper Emi Martinez. Here's Sean Dyche.
Yeah, well, firstly, I mean, look, Dom, he's worked very hard to get to where he's got to. He's got a knock on his cheek. It's not concussion, so we're pleased about that one. He's having that checked out, and his vision was blurry. You know, he wasn't.
Welcome back to the live coverage of West Ham against Chelsea in the Premier League here on LFS. Half-time, it is 1-1 between these two in this London derby. We've another London derby to round off the Premier League weekend tomorrow night on the Monday Night Football. Crystal Palace hosting Arsenal tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Want to tie that? What of the game that looks to be. Right, the second half is just a couple of moments away as the players are returning to the pitch for the second 45. Well, not all the players, because Chelsea are going to make a change here, and it looks like Mykhailo Mudryk will be coming on. Now, I would take a wild guess and guess that it's Carney Chukwuemeka that he is going to replace, because Chelsea ended that first half with just 10 men after Carney Chukwuemeka was taken off. So it looks like it will be that change. West Ham just returning to the pitch here from the tunnel, the players there for West Ham. A decent debut so far from James Ward-Prowse in a West Ham shirt. It took him just 7 minutes to get his first assist in a West Ham shirt. Fantastic. Not like we expected anything less from James Ward-Prowse. Right, the second half should be starting any moment as Forever Blowing Bubbles is again played, as it always is at the start of each half at the London Stadium. And it will be the Hammers that will get us back underway in a moment. So we are back underway for the second 45, where we are still at 1 goal apiece between these two. Still a very even scoreline. It is Mykhailo Mudryk that is come on for Carney Chukwuemeka at the break then. That is the only change that has been made in this for the second half. Well, it's a poor challenge there by Mykhailo Mudryk on Lucas Paquetá, so that'll be a free kick to West Ham. just as I was saying, there are no changes for West Ham at the break. So there's not. So West Ham know what they need to do in this second half. That's a nice touch by Antonio, who felt he was pulled there, but the referee didn't give anything. Chelsea recover through Dizazi. Here is Axel Dizazi. Enzo Fernandez. Back to Thiago Silva. To Dizazi. Any updates? The second half has started in the game in the Bundesliga between Frankfurt and Darmstadt. In that one, that's a nice pass by Mudryk, but well covered by Sofal and Areola with the clearance. In Serie A, there's two games that kicked off at 5:30. Roma against Salernitana and Sassuolo against Atalanta. We'll keep you up to date with those ones. Both goalless after 12 minutes in those two games. Well, what can David Moyes' side do to try and get more threat, to try and push for the next goal in this game? Because the next goal will be huge in this match between these two teams, because Chelsea will be wanting to complete the comeback. Here's Sterling trying to feed it through, cleared away. That's lovely football by Said Benrahma, and Paquetá to run it away, and Mikel Antonio goes down, wanting the free kick. David Moyes is looking for it as well, and Dizazi is actually the one that is fouled in the end. The referee gives Chelsea the free kick. Yeah, it's a free kick. It's a good decision by the referee. It's a good spot. Here's Thiago Silva. Axel Dizazi. Back to Robert Sanchez. Chelsea just playing it around at the back at the moment, waiting for their opportunity. Jackson. Enzo Fernandez. Sterling. Crowded out there, and James Ward-Prowse is fouled by Raheem Sterling. His two England internationals there. West Ham get the free kick. Brian says next goal is the winner. It's a big statement. Fair enough. I mean, if the next goal is West Ham, I wouldn't be too sure. I still say Chelsea would be able to score another goal. Here's Jackson. Lovely ball through to Sterling. Sterling across, bobbling in, and cleared away by Souček. Emerson can't keep it. Enzo Fernandez steals it, but good challenge from Lucas Paquetá to win it back for West Ham. Battling with Mikhailo Mudryk. And that will just, or actually it was Conor Gallagher, apologies, that he was battling with, and they win the throw-in. West Ham. So West Ham have the throw then. 4 minutes into the second half, still 1-1. West Ham opening the scoring through Naya Faguer after 7 minutes from a corner. Oh, that's a lovely ball over the top. Here's Said Benrahma's made the running behind. Benrahma left-footed! And so close. There might have been a flag up. I don't think the flag did go up. Actually, we'll see it again. It's a bit confusing. Antonio. That's the first time ball from Paquetá, or was it Emerson? Might have been Emerson. The ball right through the middle. It might have been just offside, Said Benrahma, but it's a left-footed. It's curling away from goal, and it just goes agonising wide of that right post from a narrow angle. I think he was offside anyway, but it was a very, very good counter-attacking move by West Ham. Maybe that's where they can catch Chelsea out in this second half on the counter-attack, playing those balls in behind for pacey forwards. Enzo Fernandez. The ball's won back by Ward-Prowse. This is a nice run by James Ward-Prowse. Took the strike, but his shot is blocked. That's better from West Ham. Benrahma. Paquetá. Souček. It's a bit better in possession from the home team, showing a bit more desire to win the ball. Here's Sofal battling with Mudryk. Mudryk wins it back, and now Chilwell has it as they win it back. Chelsea. Jackson to Mudryk. Mudryk gets it to Chilwell. And Brian says, just my opinion, and opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. Yeah, fair enough. To be fair. I mean, I don't blame you. It's a good point to make that the next goal will be... the next goal is certainly crucial. I will agree with you on that one. You know, if West Ham get the next goal, it will build them. It will give them that confidence that they had after they scored the opening goal. But if Chelsea get the next goal, it will do the same for them, but the opposite way. In the fact that they will have the confidence to be able to come back against West Ham and probably looking to kick on to try and get the third goal and to wrap the game up. So the next goal is crucial, certainly. You know, Chelsea have options off the bench, like that man we've just seen, Moyes Caicedo, who's warming up on the sidelines. £115 million. What a ridiculous amount of money that is for a player, but Chelsea paid it. Brighton accepted it. Chelsea got him. There's a whole saga about that too. We'll not get into that now. Here's Levi Colwill. Colwill with a cross. Sterling had made the run, but the ball straight into the hands of Alphonse Areola in the end. Ward-Prowse. Paquetá, Ward-Prowse. Back to Aguirre. Nice ball to find Benrahma, linking up with Paquetá. Benrahma trying to win the ball, but Ward-Prowse wins it, gets it to Antonio. Antonio's made the run through. Here's Mikel Antonio. Antonio! That's a sensational finish by Mikel Antonio. And West Ham are back ahead here. It's a lovely win of the ball by James Ward-Prowse in the middle of the park. And you cannot diminish the quality of this goal from Mikel Antonio. He was quiet in the first half, but he's certainly woken everybody up to his appearance here in the second half. Beautiful goal. See it again. It's lost by Benrahma. They can't win it back, West Ham. It's a loose ball given away by Dizazi. Latched upon by James Ward-Prowse, who fires it in behind for Mikel Antonio first time. Antonio takes the run, drags himself a bit further wide, and a beautiful, beautiful finish into the bottom left corner. No chance for Robert Sanchez. It's a fantastic finish. Beautiful goal, and West Ham are back in front. West Ham 2, Chelsea 1, and that is a sensational finish by Mikel Antonio. That is fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And that is the type of goal that you love to see. And now Chelsea look a bit coy at the back. But that's what I was mentioning. West Ham, those balls in behind, the balls over the top of the defence, they cause problems, especially with pacey players, and especially with a striker and a number 9 like Mikel Antonio. Fantastic. Really, really good from West Ham. And the crowd back on their feet. They went a bit quiet after the Chelsea spell. Chelsea got the equaliser, and that spell of possession that they had at the end of that first half, they went a bit quiet, but they're back jubilant again, those West Ham fans. Here's Kurt Zouma. That ball's intercepted by Gallagher. Here's Mudryk. Mudryk trying to thread it through for Jackson, and that's good defending by West Ham again, and latched upon by Alphonse Areola in the West Ham goal. My goodness me, I need to get my breath back. That was a sensational goal. Genuinely. When it hit the net, I couldn't believe that it had actually gone in. That's what got me so hyped up with that goal. That was wonderful. Wonderful. Roma have taken the lead in that game in Serie A between Roma and Salernitana. Roma have the lead. Jose Mourinho's side scored through Andrea Bellotti with the opening goal in that one. Well, David Moyes' side are ahead, but he looks as confused as he did in the first half. I'm wondering why. Well, to be fair, West Ham have been probably second best since their opening goal. They haven't really been in the game. It's been all Chelsea, more or less. But one moment, one chance, and one very, very good striker will get you a goal in the Premier League. And that's the quality of this league and the quality of the teams in it. That's the quality of the strikers as well. Fantastic. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Sterling. Fernandez. Back to Dizazi. Well, now it's deja vu for Chelsea. They now had to come back from a deficit once again. They came back from a 1-goal deficit last week against Liverpool to get a 1-1 draw. They came back from a 1-goal deficit in the first half of this game to get a 1-1 draw at half-time. And now they have to do it all over again from a 1-goal deficit to try and get back on level terms in this second half. And it's time for the introduction of Moises Caicedo. Just getting himself ready on the sidelines there. Chelsea readying to make that change. And there's just seeing Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart, the Chelsea co-sporting directors, in the stands this afternoon. Here's Malo Gusto, Dizazi. And I was praising Axel Dizazi, but today's not been his easiest game. It's been tough for him this afternoon. Axel Dizazi. It's tough for that right hand side of Chelsea defensively. That's where West Ham have probably targeted the most. I mean, targeted. They've had very little of the possession of West Ham, to be fair. Now here's Sterling. Raheem Sterling breaking forward and wins the free kick. The West Ham players can't believe it. He's not happy with that, James Ward-Prowse, that decision, but I think it is a free kick. Foul on Raheem Sterling there. So free kick given. There's a couple of players there for West Ham on a yellow card that need to be careful. Aguirre, Emerson and Paquetá. Does Chelsea have this free kick? Enzo Fernandez to take. Trying to whip one into the box here. Fernandez, right-footed delivery. Back post, headed away by Souček. There's a crucial header by Thomas Souček. And puts it out for the throw-in. And here he is, Moises Caicedo. He's just getting his final bits of information from Mauricio Pochettino, his manager. And that's a goal kick West Ham from that position. We just got the camera cut back and West Ham will get a goal kick. Right, here is the substitution then. The new number 25 at Chelsea, Moises Caicedo, will replace Ben Chilwell. Is that correct? It is. Ben Chilwell's coming off. So maybe a change in system for Chelsea. So Colwell, nothing to do with Colwell. Ben Chilwell is coming off and he is being replaced by Moises Caicedo on his debut for Chelsea. Caicedo gets applause from the Chelsea away fans on that far right hand side. So they'll go to a back four now, Chelsea, it looks like. because Ben Chilwell was, of course, facilitating. Hard to get that one out. Facilitating that back five. So with him coming off and Caicedo moving into midfield, an extra midfielder on the pitch for Chelsea, they will go to a back four. Enzo Fernandez and Raheem Sterling duly challenged really, really well there by Naya Faguer. It's nice from West Ham. Emerson keeps it alive. Here's Antonio, picks up the free ball, gets it to Benrahma. Benrahma just about keeps it in. Does he? No, he actually went out of play. I thought he kept it in there. I thought that hadn't crossed the line. David Moyes thought so too. He was fuming at that decision, David Moyes. The decision goes against his team. Here is Jackson. Mudryk. Nice from Mudryk right across. Sterling picks it up. Here's Raheem Sterling. Blocked. Bit of a scramble in the box. Gallagher tries to get it. Blocked. Caicedo! And just over the bar and behind for a goal kick. What an introduction that would have been for Moises Caicedo if he'd have scored from there. Chris says this season will be full of upsets. Yeah, but that's what we like about the Premier League. You can never predict any result. I mean, you've never been able to predict very many results in the Premier League, to be fair. But this is always a game that gives up an interesting fixture. And West Ham got a draw out of this game in February of last season. Emerson and João Felix scoring in that last game. West Ham's last win against Chelsea was back in December 2021. Well, they won through an Arthur Masuaku goal laid on. What a goal that was. That was the fluky goal, I think, in that game. Chelsea have won all of their last 3 home games against West Ham. West Ham winning 2 of their last 4 against Chelsea, both by 3-2 scorelines. There's still time for that to happen in this game. The stage is set for Caicedo to be an instant hero, indeed. Perhaps 3-2-5 formation. I mean, goodness knows with Chelsea, really, honestly. Goodness knows. I'm trying to figure it out myself. It might be a 3-4-3 if they're just ditching a back four and ditching the wing backs and might just go for 4 midfielders. Nonetheless, here's Benrahma. Benrahma's broke through. That's a lovely challenge by Malo Gusto, retreating. Gets away for the corner for West Ham, but it was a lovely burst of pace. It's a nicely fed through ball by Antonio, and Benrahma just looks like he just got past Malo Gusto, and then the recovery challenge by Gusto was a very good one. And that will be a corner to West Ham United. No more upsets. This is the new, more open era of football. Well, yeah, it's very even. The Premier League is so wide open. There's so much quality that it's hard to predict anything. Well, James Ward-Prowse to take this corner. On the left-hand side, right-footed, deep one. It's very, very deep. Had to be headed away by Jackson in there. It's kept alive in the box by Souček. Paquetá with a cross. Cuts it back, a bouncing ball, and the strike is taken by Benrahma from distance, but it's just gone wide of the left post. West Ham are building here. Really, really good. Mikel Antonio's gone down with a bit of an issue. Something about that corner. Maybe a head issue, but he should be okay to continue. 25 minutes plus additional time to go. West Ham 2, Chelsea 1. And West Ham are going to make a double change in a moment. We'll see some fresh legs from David Moyes' team in a few moments. Malo Gusto. Enzo Fernandez. Dizazi to Silva. Now here's Caicedo. Through to Jackson. Finds it to Gallagher. Trying to feed it through was Gallagher to find Mudryk, but cut out. As what Chelsea recover it with Caicedo. Nice ball out to Mudryk. Mudryk on the left. Cuts it back. Caicedo trying to win it. And it's stole off him by Antonio, who's on his own at the moment. That's just a bit short. Gusto under pressure by Benrahma. And Robert Sanchez, the goalkeeper, comes out and helps. And fires it long. It looked dangerous. It looked like the ball from Antonio was just a bit short. And then Gusto got a heavy first touch that allowed Benrahma to try and cause a few issues. But his goalkeeper was there to help him out there, Malo Gusto. Chelsea win the ball back. Jackson, that's a poor challenge by Aguirre. I could see him go here. He is going. Naif Aguirre has made a rash challenge and he's being sent off here. A second yellow card for Naif Aguirre, and that is awful. That is awful from Naif Aguirre. I have no idea what he is doing. He comes for the challenge of Nicholas Jackson. He's nowhere near the ball, and I have no idea what he is doing. You see it here. It's a loose ball. Jackson nicks it away from him, and he just follows through. That's awful. It's just awful defending. Terrible challenge by Naif Aguirre, and that's the second yellow card, and that sees him get sent off. My goodness me. You can just know. As soon as he makes that challenge, you can just predict what's coming next. And West Ham now down to 10. Might have to rethink these changes. Well, wow. That's another red card, the fourth of the weekend, and all for home teams. And Aguirre was having a very good game. Well, there you go. That's another something. That's more for West Ham to try and deal with. With 22 minutes of the game to go, plus additional time, they have now only 10 men to try and hold on to this lead. And it'll be Angelo Ogbonna that will be coming on initially. So he will be initially coming on to help out for West Ham to get back to a back four after losing one of their defenders through a red card. We'll see who will make way for him. It will be Said Benrahma. So Benrahma coming off, and he will be replaced by Angelo Ogbonna then. Brian says it's great to see a top 12 teams who can cause genuine upsets in the league. Yeah, I mean, I think the whole league can cause upsets. There's never a guaranteed victory in the Premier League anymore, like there used to be back in the day with the big teams. Areola with the clearance. Chested down nicely by Thiago Silva for Chelsea. Here's Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez. Sterling. Gusto. Well, it might be just soak up pressure and try and stay solid for West Ham. What might be the message that David Moyes will be sending to them for the last 20 minutes. Whether they can or not will be another question. Sterling cuts to the byline. Raheem Sterling tries to cut back. Body's in the way as Paquetá clears it. Emerson on the left-hand side for West Ham. And there's a man taken down there. It was Paquetá. Wanted the free kick. Oh, and Conor Gallagher. I don't know what Paquetá's doing here. He goes to the ground. Something and nothing. Now the Chelsea player is trying to get him back to his feet. Paquetá's adamant that he was pushed by Conor Gallagher, but I don't think there's anything in that, to be fair. I think that's a bit silly. Honestly. Oh, goodness me. Lucas Paquetá's box office, isn't he? Oh. He wins the he goes down off a challenge from Conor Gallagher. It's a late one, to be fair. There's not much in it. He just catches him very slightly. It's not a free kick. And then Conor Gallagher, I mean, to be fair, he does push him. I don't think there's much in that again, honestly. Referee's just having a chat with both players. And a boo billows around the London Stadium. I think that might be at Conor Gallagher. I would take a wild guess. Brian says changes everything. Now they need the spirit that won them the cup last season. They need to maintain their spirit. They need to be resolute. West Ham in the last 20 minutes, if they're going to hold out for the 3 points here. Nicholas Jackson has just been booked for some reason. Honestly, there's that many yellow cards. I've no idea what the hell they're for anymore. I mean, we've had 6 red cards, or 6 yellow cards and a red card in this game. Ridiculous. What's going on? It can't be the fact that the players are getting more physical. It's the fact that the referees are more likely to give a yellow card for the littlest of things now. And Nicholas Jackson's the latest victim of that yellow card. So another booking in this one. So 72 minutes gone. West Ham lead by 2-1. Sloppy at the back there from Chelsea. Antonio quick to that. We'll just run forward with it. And Caicedo and Gusto recovering nicely for Chelsea. Caicedo to Colwell. Enzo Fernandez. Sterling. Raheem Sterling gives it wide to Gusto. Gusto with the ball in. Mudryk takes it down in the box. Mudryk slips. Lovely. He slips, but of his own volition. And that will run out for a Chelsea throw. Just lost his footing in the box. He took the ball down first time nicely, but completely lost all of his footing. And ended up on the ground. Sterling. Gusto. Levi Colwell to Conor Gallagher. Gallagher out to Gusto on the right hand side. Gusto across to Caicedo. Chelsea just penning West Ham into their own defensive third at the minute. Well, as expected, with West Ham down to 10, and that's a poor cross from Axel Disasi, far too deep, and goes behind for a goal kick to West Ham. Well, this will suit West Ham. Slow tempo game and as much disruption as possible. Well, Conor Gallagher will make way here, and Noni Madueke will be his replacement. The board that was put up to signify that Conor Gallagher will be coming off was met with a rousing boo from around at the London Stadium at Conor Gallagher, obviously. All that incident with Lucas Paquetá a few moments ago. Areola with the goal kick. Right up the pitch. First header won by Souček. Second ball won by Thiago Silva. Brought down by Colwell. Mudryk. Colwell. Right through. That's a strong challenge by Zuma, but it's won by Caicedo. Now here's Gusto down the right hand side. Madueke. Caicedo. 15 minutes to go, plus additional time. West Ham with the narrowest of leads over Chelsea by 2-1. Mikel Antonio with the only goal of the second half. That's nice from West Ham to break away, and Antonio brought down there by Moises Caicedo, and that will be a free kick to West Ham. West Ham going to make another change, and after Mikel Antonio won that free kick, he will be departing the pitch. Well, his goal could be the winning goal if West Ham hold strong, and hold firm here defensively. He will be replaced by Pablo Fornals. So probably a like-for-like change for West Ham. They're going to make another substitution in a moment, it looks like, West Ham. Looks like the assistant there giving some information to another one of the West Ham players. Might be their new signing, Edson Alvarez, that it is. Possibly. We will see in a few moments. Dizazi. Sanchez. Now to Caicedo. Madueke. To Sterling. Gusto. Sterling. Enzo Fernandez. Out to Colwell on the left. Mudryk. I thought that was a good challenge by Vladimir Sofal, but the referee thought it was a foul. It's a free kick, Chelsea. See this again. It's Mudryk has the ball. Turns away. No, it's actually not a good foul. It's not a good challenge. Nowhere near the ball there, Vladimir Sofal. So free kick goes the way of Chelsea. On the left-hand side. Chance to deliver the ball in. Enzo Fernandez over it, as he has been all day with those free kicks for Chelsea. Can West Ham hold on? Enzo Fernandez right across. Caicedo. Dizazi. Caicedo with the ball in. Salmon dive clearance there from Thomas Soucek. Gets it away from the West Ham box for the moment. Here's Noni Madueke. Dizazi. Caicedo. Mudryk. Mudryk out to the left. Here's Sterling. Raheem Sterling. Gets it to Caicedo, who chops it over the middle. Headed away by Sofal. Kept alive by Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo again. Here is Silva. Gusto. Gusto with a cross. Right the way through. And no one there to meet it for Chelsea, as Pablo Fornals will keep it in on the far side. Fornals fires it up the pitch, targeting the run. Gets it to Bowen. Bowen has two men against him. Jared Bowen holding it up beautifully. Here's Fornals. Bowen. Jared Bowen takes this shot, but hits the hands of Robert Sanchez, who will deny West Ham there. That's sensational ball. Sensational hold-up play by Jared Bowen to wait till Fornals gets the ball and opens up the space for West Ham. Really, really good hold-up play. That's exactly the type of things that West Ham need to be doing at the moment. The last thing they want to be doing is having all 10 men behind the ball and constantly receiving Chelsea attacks. Things like that break up the play and allow them to run down the clock a bit more. Here's Noni Madueke battling with Emerson. Cuts it back to Gusto. Gusto with a cross. Headed away by Zuma, and the strike from distance from Levi Colwill is just wide. It's a lovely cross by Gusto. Headed away, and then it falls to Levi Colwill on the outside of the box, and the strike from distance is just wide. Another change then from West Ham, and it's the debutant James Ward-Prowse, who has been massively involved in West Ham today. 2 assists on his debut from Naya Fagher from the corner, and Mikel Antonio as well. Fantastic debut performance from James Ward-Prowse. And he's making way for another debutant, Edson Alvarez, who is coming on for West Ham. So a swap on the pitch, 2 debutants. Well, Edson Alvarez, seemingly the direct replacement for Declan Rice. The stats in the leagues between the two last season are almost identical in terms of the stats that matter for a defensive midfielder. Caicedo under pressure there from Souček. He will get the free kick though. Here's Gusto. Chelsea are readying another change as well. Well, we've had very little attacking action in the last 15 minutes. Just the one shot on target, and that's from West Ham. That was the Jared Bowen shot a few moments ago. Been very little in attacking phases the last 15 minutes, and that obviously helps West Ham. Into the last 9 minutes of the game. West Ham 2, Chelsea 1. Chelsea pushing for an equalising goal. Here's Noni Madueke. Madueke blocked beautifully by the debutant Edson Alvarez. And that'll be a corner to Chelsea. As Chelsea make their next change. I think it might be their final change. It is their fourth and final change of the game. And it's Malo Gusto, and he will make way for Mason Burstow, another Chelsea youngster. Was on loan at Charlton last season, and for quite a few seasons at Charlton. Corners cleared away, followed up as West Ham try and scramble it away from their box. Mudryk burst of pace, crosses it deep, and I think Sofal got a touch off that. So it will be a corner. Maybe we'll start to see these Chelsea chances. Yet to have a shot on target in the second half, Chelsea. Ball whipped in. Headed away by Paquetá. And Moises Caicedo was challenged by Fornals. And that will be a free kick to Chelsea. Fornals not happy with the decision. Screaming at the referee about the decision. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Cross from Mudryk. Dizazi keeps it alive at the back post. Madueke. Sterling. Noni Madueke on the right hand side. Sterling again. Raheem Sterling makes the run to the byline, cuts it across. Half cleared by Ogbonna, followed up by Zuma, and then Bowen can try and carry it away. Fornals and Bowen linking up fantastically well. Fornals. Back to Emerson, under pressure here, Emerson. He was a bit slow at recovering that ball, that was weird. And Areola's ball straight out of play. I think, genuinely, I have to say that was Emerson there, more than Areola. Emerson was just a bit lax at going back. And just passed the ball back to Areola under pressure. Strange. Still 6 minutes plus additional time to go. Sterling lifts one again to the back post. Mudryk to catch, but totally mishits it. It will stay in the pitch, but the offside flag up anyway. So free kick will go West Ham's way. No. As I was saying, Chelsea yet to have a shot on target in the second half. West Ham have had 2. Compared to the Chelsea dominance in the first half, 11 shots, 3 on target in the first half. Chelsea had 4 shots, none on target in the second half. The possession's been almost identical, with Chelsea having over 70% of the possession, almost 80% in the first half. But nothing doing in the second half in terms of attacking displays from Chelsea, which will be a slight concern for Mauricio Pochettino. The fact that 2 games in a row they've scored a nice goal and haven't been able to follow it up to go further ahead. They actually haven't been ahead in either Premier League game this season so far. In those 2 games they've been behind quite a few times and been level, but they haven't been ahead. Something that they will try and change against Luton on Friday night, or even here if they've enough time. Here's Caicedo. Sterling. Takes on Emerson. Raheem Sterling battling with Emerson Palmieri. Felt he was fouled there, Sterling. But the ball will just run out of play for a throw-in. No foul there from the referee's point of view. Here's Caicedo. Madueke. To a battle there up front as Burstow battling. Bit of a scramble for the ball. Can't see who's got it. Burstow actually had it in the end. Got it to Sterling. Somehow West Ham had loads of bodies round it but couldn't recover it. Still Chelsea press and push for this equalising goal. Enzo Fernandez. Poor ball by Fernandez. Sofal tries to carry it away and we'll get the free kick there. Vladimir Sofal. So free kick will go the way of West Ham. And that will give them a breather. A chance to take a breath and go again, build again. Don't forget we finish the Premier League weekend with action from Selhurst Park tomorrow night as Crystal Palace host Arsenal tomorrow at 8 o'clock live on LFS. Looking forward to that. Another London derby to round off the weekend. We've had a couple of London derbies this weekend. 3 this weekend. Here's Paquetá holding it at the corner flag there. Felt he was fouled and wins a free kick, and you just see the hard work there from Lucas Paquetá and the cheer, the fists from Lucas Paquetá to celebrate that winning that free kick. Caicedo wanted a throw in, but apparently Moises Caicedo had fouled Paquetá, and I think he did. So free kick goes the way of West Ham. Deep in the Chelsea final third, literally on the corner flag. Literally, it could be a corner for West Ham here. It's that far in that side of the pitch. And that's really good from Paquetá again. Wins the throw-in off Caicedo. There, bit of afters there between those two. That's fantastic. Lucas Paquetá, I think chaos just follows him everywhere he goes. He's box office, genuinely. Emerson throws it in. Jared Bowen holding it up just inside the 18-yard box of Chelsea and trying to win a corner, but the last touch off Jared Bowen there will give a goal kick to Chelsea. 90 seconds of the 90 minutes to go. Still West Ham lead by 2-1. Chelsea need to get their act together. They need to have a shot on target if they're going to try and get an equaliser. Here's Enzo Fernandez. He's been a real creator for them this game. Hasn't been able to do so as much in the second half. Here's Sterling. Back to Fernandez. Ball over the top, and that's as cool as you like from Alphonse Areola. Trying to waste a bit of time. And he does so and just grabs the ball. To waste as much time as possible here. This will be a massive result if West Ham can hold out for this win. We'll put them, early in the Premier League table. I can't say positions mean very much early on, but they will be 6th in the Premier League table, West Ham. Up with the rest of the unbeaten teams after 2 games. 5 other teams unbeaten after 2. Brighton, Man City, Brentford, Liverpool, Tottenham and West Ham will join that crowd. Arsenal and Crystal Palace will be both hoping to try and keep that record going as well tomorrow. There's quite a few teams that have 1 win and 1 defeat. Fulham, Man United, Forest, Aston Villa and Newcastle. Chelsea will be in the crowd just below that haven't got a single win this season in their first 2 games. If they don't come away with 3 points here, which looks unlikely as the clock ticks on, as we have just surpassed the 90 minutes, we will see how long will be added on at the end of the 90. That's Per from Fornals. He's latched onto a loose ball. Here's Pablo Fornals to finish it! Saved by Sanchez, who is berating his defence. Cannot believe that West Ham had even the chance to try and finish it there. Pablo Fornals gives the ball away. Caicedo just a bit lax, just not woke up. Fornals latches onto the loose ball and Fornals just has to finish it. And luckily for Chelsea, Robert Sanchez is out of the way. And let's not forget here, West Ham are down to 10 men. Here's Emerson. Cuts it back. Chelsea look like the side with 10 men at the moment. That's well won back by Sterling. Chelsea on the counter-attack. 6 added minutes to come. We've already played a minute of that, so 5 to go. Here for West Ham to hold on, to try and get the 3 points. Here's Mudryk in space. Finds it to Madueke on the right wing. Noni Madueke will cut inside, will take the strike. Bit of a deflection! And somehow it didn't find the back of the net. Luckily for Alphonse Areola. My goodness me. You'd see it again. Noni Madueke just makes a driving run in field and takes a deflection. And luckily Alphonse Areola was there to deny the deflection from going into the net. There will be a corner to Chelsea. This has been an incredible game. Really, really good game. Loving it. Well, Chelsea have a corner then. 4 minutes of the additional time to go. West Ham 2, Chelsea 1. Is there time? Well, there's time. Can they do it? Mudryk with the corner. Whipped in. A few headers in there from Chelsea, but none of them can make it definitive. And that's fantastic by Fornals. Nice bit of skill to carry it away. And Edson Alvarez battling. Referee says no foul in there as both players go down back to their feet quite quickly. Here's Noni Madueke for Chelsea to recover it. Hello fellows, LFS, are you streaming the next match? What match do you mean? The Arsenal match tomorrow night is the next Premier League game. That is our next stream on LFS. Here's Caicedo. Edson Alvarez. Enzo Fernandez. Wrong player, wrong team. And Enzo Fernandez ball over the top is straight into the hands of Alphonse Areola. Well, it's one of those, it's desperate from Chelsea now. It's desperation. They're trying to just throw balls into the box. Oh, I thought there was one at 7 tonight. No, there's one 8 o'clock tomorrow night. The Crystal Palace Arsenal game. That is the next match live here. That's amazing again from West Ham. Well won back by Emerson. Here's Paquetá to carry it away. Gives it out wide to Emerson. Can he deliver it? He's just going to hold it at this side of the pitch. Linking up with Paquetá. That's lovely. Link up. Emerson goes down. Penalty West Ham. Emerson goes down, and Moyes' Caicedo has been like a deer in headlights since he's come on the pitch. He's not been the most perfect of players. He's given away a few balls. He's been a bit out of the... Looked like he's been completely caught in the dark, and he's given away a penalty here. And Mauricio Pochettino is fuming at his team. This is 10-man West Ham completely obliterating Chelsea. In these last 5 minutes, they've been sensational, West Ham. And Emerson knew what he was doing, knew the Caicedo challenge was coming, and now West Ham have the chance to wrap it up. From the penalty spot, it's Lucas Paquetá up against Robert Sanchez. We have 90 seconds of this game to go. A goal here for West Ham would surely give them the 3 points. They have to convert it first. Paquetá ready to step up. The whistle is gone. Paquetá, bit of a bounce, and he puts it in the net. And that is the 3 points going to West Ham United. Chelsea beaten here at the London Stadium. It's a fantastic result it will be for the Hammers. And Lucas Paquetá with the finish from the penalty spot to sum it all up. It's been a sensational performance from West Ham. They haven't been the most excessive team. They haven't been the best team in terms of quality today. But they have done the job. They have got the goals when they were... Well, they needed to take them. And they have surely been, well beaten Chelsea here today. 3-1. Absolutely fantastic. Genuinely, this is what the Premier League is all about. Results like this. When a team goes down to 10 men and you think maybe the opposition can hold on, or the opposition can try and snatch it, can the team with 10 men hold on? But it seems like it's quite the opposite. We seen it yesterday with Liverpool. They went down to 10 men against Bournemouth, 2-1 up. They went and scored and won 3-1. We've seen the exact same thing play out here at the London Stadium. West Ham 2-1 up. They go down to 10 men and Chelsea lose. Well, are going to lose. There's no doubt about it now. There's no way Chelsea are getting 2 goals in this matter of seconds. We're just awaiting the final whistle from the referee here. As West Ham carry it away, Dizazi lifts it up to the top, and that's gone out of play for a Chelsea throw. From a clearance header there from one of the West Ham players. Chris sums it up. Unbelievable. Exactly. Unbelievable. Absolutely fantastic. Sterling trying to feed through Madueke. Blocked off again by West Ham. Here's Bowen. And on the counter-attack, West Ham have been wonderful. Absolutely wonderful in this second half. 2 goals, all coming from counter-attacking chances. It's just fantastic. And that is the final whistle. David Moyes' team overcome Mauricio Pochettino's Chelsea. A wonderful second half performance. A second half performance full of grit and determination from West Ham United. And that's what gives them the 3 points in the end. Lucas Paqueta's penalty confirmed it. Mikel Antonio's beautiful strike in the first 8 minutes of the second half put them ahead. But it's Chelsea that head back to West London with nothing. And West Ham's first home game of the season is a massive victory over one of their London rivals. A great result for David Moyes, his first win ever over Mauricio Pochettino. And not a very good debut for Moises Caicedo. £115 million, and in his first game gives away a penalty that confirms defeat for his team. Maybe it's karma, who knows. But the final result is West Ham's this afternoon. Full-time score from the London Stadium. West Ham United 3, Chelsea 1.